Monk and the Mouse, a story of thought and transformation.
Soft forest sounds, birds chirping, wind rustling through trees.
A long time ago, deep within a forest untouched by roads or human noise, there lived an old monk. He had given up the world long ago, and now spent his days in a simple stone cave, surrounded by silence, trees, and the whispers of the wind. People from faraway villages came to him seeking wisdom, for he was known not just for his knowledge, but for his kindness. Each morning, the monk would sit near the entrance of his cave, eyes closed in meditation, his breath in tune with the world around him. One evening, just as the sun was sinking behind the trees, he heard a strange fluttering sound above. He opened his eyes, and in that moment, a tiny mouse fell from the sky, landing just a few feet away. A crow had dropped it from its beak, perhaps too full from its meal. The mouse lay trembling, its tiny chest heaving with fear and pain. The monk gently picked up the fragile creature. "Little one," he whispered, stroking its head, "you're safe now." He brought it inside, made a soft bed from old cloth, and crushed a few grains for it to eat. The mouse looked at him with wide, terrified eyes, then slowly began to nibble. That night, under the warmth of a flickering oil lamp, a bond formed between the wise monk and the helpless mouse. Days passed. The mouse healed. It began exploring the cave, squeaking cheerfully, even sleeping curled beside the monk during cold nights. But peace doesn't last forever. One morning, as the monk was gathering wild herbs, a sharp screech echoed through the trees. A forest cat had spotted the mouse and now pounced from the shadows, claws outstretched. The mouse ran in terror, darting behind the monk's robe, heart thudding like a drum. The monk waved the cat away, but the fear in the mouse's eyes haunted him. He will never know peace like this, the monk thought, his heart heavy. I cannot protect him forever. So closing his eyes, he chanted a quiet mantra. A golden glow surrounded the mouse, and in moments it transformed into a cat. But peace was short-lived. Weeks later, a wild dog lunged from the forest and chased the cat relentlessly. Again, the terrified creature fled to the monk. The monk sighed, then transformed the cat into a dog. Later, a tiger chased the dog. Again, the monk transformed it, this time into a majestic tiger, muscular, proud, powerful. Now the former mouse ruled the forest. Even the rustle of his footsteps sent animals scurrying. Yet, one afternoon, a gunshot rang through the trees. A hunter had arrived, and for the first time, even as a tiger, the creature felt powerless. He ran, his paws thudding against the forest floor, his roars fading into panicked whimpers. Back in the safety of the cave, he collapsed before the monk. "Please," he begged, "I don't want to live in fear anymore." The monk nodded slowly, seeing the sorrow in the tiger's eyes. And with his final mantra, he transformed the tiger into a man. The man was tall and handsome, his strength unmatched. He walked upright, spoke like others, and eventually found his way to a nearby village. People admired him, welcomed him. He was happy, or so it seemed. But as days turned to months, a shadow entered his heart, a whisper. "I was once a mouse," he thought, "and the monk knows this. What if he tells someone? What if they laugh at me? Take everything away?" That fear began to grow roots. Each time he smiled at someone, he wondered if they knew. Each time someone praised him, he felt it might vanish. Then came the thought, if the monk disappears, no one will ever know. It was a single silent idea, but it kept returning. One stormy evening, under the cover of darkness, the man walked back into the forest, his steps heavy, a knife hidden beneath his robe. He reached the cave. The monk, as always, sat peacefully near the entrance, his eyes closed. But the moment the man stepped closer, the monk opened his eyes. "So this is how it ends," he said gently. "The creature I protected now seeks to destroy me for a thought that only lives in his own mind." The man froze, knife shaking in his hand. But before he could move, the monk chanted one last mantra. Light filled the cave, and the man shrank. His limbs shortened, his clothes vanished. In mere seconds, he was once again a tiny, trembling mouse. With a squeak of terror, he scurried into the forest, never to be seen again. Moral conclusion. The story reminds us of a simple but deep truth. One thought can create a world or destroy one. The mouse was given everything: strength, safety, respect, in the form of a human. But he lost it all because he could not master the thoughts inside his mind. A small idea, born of fear and pride, grew into a dangerous intention. And in the end, it was not fate, not an enemy, but his own mind that led to his downfall. In today's world, we often feed such thoughts without knowing. Fear, jealousy, insecurity. If left unchecked, they shape our actions, and actions shape destiny. Master your mind before your mind masters you.